Your motorcycle helmet, one of the most important pieces of safety gear that you have to protect yourself in case of an accident. What is the lifespan of a motorcycle helmet? What can you do to maintain your motorcycle helmet for maximum longevity? How do you identify when your helmet is worn out? Is there an expiration date for your motorcycle helmet? I'm going to attempt to answer these questions and more on this week's episode of The Kenny Quest Show. Today we're going to talk about something super important, how to properly care for your motorcycle helmet. Your helmet is your absolute lifeline on the road, so keeping it in good shape is key. We'll cover cleaning, storing, and how to tell when it's time for a new one. A good fitting helmet is crucial for safety and comfort. Here's how to tell if yours fits right. The helmet should feel snug and secure, but not so tight it causes pressure points. Perform a cheek test. Put the helmet on and try to rotate it from side to side. It should move slightly, but not excessively. Your cheek should feel gently compressed. The snuggle test. Try to pull the helmet off with the visor closed, but the shield released. It should come off with some effort. Let's talk about keeping it clean. You should aim to give your helmet a good cleaning at least once a month, more often if you ride in dusty or dirty conditions. Check your owner's manual for specific instructions. Before you start, grab a bucket of lukewarm water, mild soap like baby shampoo, a microfiber cloth, and maybe a toothbrush for tight spots, such as your front and rear air vents. Avoid abrasive cleaners, window cleaners, or anything with ammonia or alcohol. These can damage the shell's finish and protective coating. First, remove your internal helmet liner padding along with any electronic communication devices and place them to the side. Wring it out well and lay it over the entire helmet for 10 minutes. This will loosen up any debris, bug guts, and dirt. Next, clean the internals. Refer to your helmet owner's manual for details. If it's machine washable, use a mild detergent on a delicate cycle with cold water. Hang it to dry completely before putting it back in. Not machine washable? Then follow these instructions. Using the baby shampoo and lukewarm water, gently clean the helmet padding. Cleaning the exterior of the helmet is easy. Using the damp microfiber towel, you wipe it clean. You can use a toothbrush and soapy water to clean the air vents on the front and back, as well as the seam of the helmet. Pro tip: if you ride dirt, or for some reason your helmet fell into the coleslaw wrestling pit during bike week, you can make sure your vents are not clogged by using a small amount of compressed air from your garage air compressor. Do not use canned air. Canned air has aerosol in it, and this is a chemical that will break down your EPS helmet shell. Use a compressor and give it a quick shot of air. Next, clean the visor. Using a spray bottle, spray water only on the visor and wipe it clean. If you have bugs or caked on dirt, wrap the visor in a wet microfiber cloth and let it sit for 10 minutes, then wipe gently. If you have a built-in visor, do not attempt to remove it. Spray water on the visor and wipe with a microfiber towel. If you have pin lock, it's a good idea to change out your pin lock at this time, as its performance will degrade over time. See your owner's manual or manufacturer's website on how to order a replacement. When you're not riding, how you store your helmet matters. Find a cool, dry spot. Keep your helmet out of direct sunlight and away from heat sources. Heat can damage the EPS liner and shorten the helmet's lifespan. Store your helmet with the visor cracked open to allow air circulation and prevent moisture buildup. A helmet bag is a great way to keep dust and scratches at bay. Helmets aren't meant to last forever. Here are some signs it's time to replace yours. Most manufacturers recommend replacing your helmet every 5 to 7 years, regardless of condition. However, some tests and studies have shown that helmets last way beyond 5 to 7 years. That being said, if your helmet has been in a crash, even in a minor one, replace it immediately. The impact can compromise the helmet's protective qualities. Deep scratches or gouges on the shell can weaken it. If they compromise the integrity of the shell, replace the helmet. A loose or worn out liner can't properly absorb impact. If your head is loose in the helmet or the liner is smelling funky, your helmet might be salvageable, but you need to get a new liner for your helmet. If the manufacturer of the helmet doesn't offer replacement liners and padding, then it's time to replace the helmet. In some cases, this might be as soon as 2 to 3 years after your purchase. Some brands, like Biltwell, offer replacement liners and padding. So when it came to buying my first helmet, I went over to J&P Cycles store in Daytona Beach, about an hour from my house, and picked out a Biltwell Lane Splitter helmet. So I wanted to find something that, safety-wise, fell into the ECE and DOT category, and the Biltwell checked all those boxes. And 3 years later, I still have the helmet, but it's experiencing a lot of different wear that, upon research, I found out can be really, really harmful to the helmet. I'm in Florida, so I sweat, obviously. Everybody sweats, but in Florida you sweat more in your helmet all year round. So sweat degrades the interior padding of the helmet. as well as sunlight and any chemicals that may come in contact with the helmet exterior and interior. It's commonly agreed upon in the industry that the 5-year mark is the time where the helmet has an expiration. Now, there is no official helmet expiration date, but the folks at Snell came up with this 5-year mark. And who knows if they're in cahoots with the helmet manufacturers to say, okay, 5 years, and the helmet manufacturers are guaranteed revenue from every rider every 5 years. The interior shell of the helmet, if it stays out of the sun and doesn't come in contact with chemicals, the hardened shell could potentially last many, many more years than the 5. But your interior components, due to sweat, exposure to sunlight and chemicals, mainly sweat, they're going to degrade a lot quicker. And that's exactly what happened to me. And so 2.5 years in, I was able to visibly shake my head when it was in my helmet, and the helmet was moving way much more than it was originally. So I went ahead and ordered the replacement pads for my cheek and also the interior of the helmet. Taking care of your motorcycle helmet is an investment in your safety. By cleaning it regularly, storing it properly, and knowing when to replace it, you can ensure your helmet is always ready to protect you on the road. Hey, thank you for watching to the end. Hopefully I've given you enough information during this episode for you to decide whether you can maintenance your helmet or if it's time to replace your helmet. As always, keep the shiny side up, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey guys, it's Haley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications. See you next time.